we have Tisha Campbell coming up in, was it next week or the week after? And I don't know why her name keeps coming up. Like I just had Tasha Smith on who said Tisha, the beginning of Tasha's career, let her like sleep in her house and showed her what was possible. But she also had an impact in your life, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, when I first got into Hollywood, I'm so lucky that my OGs took my sanity and and protecting me very seriously.
Who are your OGs?
Tashina, and Regina King.
Oh.
And they just took their privilege and they put a bubble around me and so many of us. And Tisha and her former spouse invited me and my former spouse.
They have no names. They will not be named.
Up to their camp, their house in Big Bear or whatever. Mm-hmm. And she recognized that I was struggling. And she was like, Gab, are you seeking therapy? Have you ever had a Black therapist, a Black woman therapist? Mm. And I was like, if it's out of copay, like if it's out of my, I can't afford that.
Because you're a young actress at this time?
I'm a young actress, yeah. And I'm like, I can't afford out of pocket. Like it's got to be, And she was like, that will never be an excuse for you. She's like, I got it. And she paid for the first, it was a lot of sessions.
Wow.
With the therapist I still have to this day.
She paid for it?
She paid for it. She paid for me to go repeatedly, like a lot of sessions. Like
what did she see in you? What did she see that she was so?
She saw that like I was circling the drain and she didn't want that for me. And she just constantly held my hand through different life transitions, and she just wasn't interested in watching me fail. You know what I mean? And that's just the person that she is. And she's done it for so many people. Just
oh my God, I keep hearing. I can't wait to sit with her. Jennifer Lewis has done
it for so many people. Like Jennifer will be like, for a very long time, she called me Bobby bitch. Bobby, if you're gonna be a bitch, be a lovable bitch. Say it with love, damn it. But she'll pull your coattails. And they use their privilege as protection,
That's
when
good to
not
hear.
Everybody was doing that. Mm-hmm. There's some people who are like, burn, like fail, bitch, fail. But they didn't. And Tisha, she extended so much grace and kindness and opened her wallet.
Wow.
It wasn't just like, you should get therapy.
Good luck to you.
She was like, nope, there's no excuses. You're going to get the help that you need. And she just paid for it.
But just because why? Why did she think that?
She saw something in me, but she's just a kind, very thoughtful person.
That's amazing.
And when like Black Hollywood, it's its own family, and she wasn't an auntie. Like she was in her 20s, she's not that much older than me.
This
maybe
is like
a year
her
or two.
around McMartin time. Is she like popping at the? Yeah, she's like
she's Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's Tisha motherfucking Campbell. And Tashina was Tashina motherfucking Arnold.
Yeah.
Regina King was Regina King. And they just weren't interested in watching us fall into traps, get set up. Like they just were like, no, not her. Not any of them that they had the ability to reach.
And what about Regina?
Regina is like my heart. Like I almost like, I don't know why I was about to get teary-eyed, but
well,
she's just been my heart. And it's hard watching her heart get ripped out of her chest. And we all grew up with Lil Ian and watching him like at each milestone, and it's hard. And you just try to be there for people in any way that they allow you to be. Can't dictate anyone else's grief. You can just be there.
Yeah.
But I think there's a reason we all feel so strongly about her, because she feels so strongly about us, and she showed the fuck up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people who are like, oh, I'm cool with such and such. Oh, I'm cool. Like if I see you, it's love. But like,
But what does that mean? She showed up. Like what is that?
A girl, I know you're under the bed. Like I'm coming to get you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to let you suffer. I'm not interested in watching you suffer. I'm interested in being a guiding hand and to offer safety and protection and guidance. You're just really about that life. Her and her sister, Rana. Like, I don't know. And then you get to know everyone's families, and then, you know, like, but that's, you know, and then I try to be that same OG to the next generation. You know what I mean? Like, I've had that relationship with Kiki, you know, with Kiki Palmer and, you know, young folks like when Meg Thee Stallion got on the scene, and like my little cousin Sweetie, and we call her Dee Dee, but like, if I got to pull your coattails, or I got to reach out and be like, this is my number. You can always reach me. Ain't shit that could happen that I haven't been through. You know, I'm here. Yeah. You know, you just have to return the favor. I'm sure you had an OG, and then you offer that same thing. Like, I don't have to see you every day to know that you're a safe place in the storm. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful. Yeah. I think the thing with Regina, because she was on the pod too, and I obviously don't know her as well as you do, but we just love her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even from outside who don't have an intimate relationship with her like you do, it's like to watch anybody's heart be ripped out like that is very painful to see. So as her friend, I can only imagine how.
No, and there's a reason you just see this outpouring, because she has poured into so many people and wasn't keeping score. Wasn't like, well, I did this for you. It's like she came out, like one of her first directing gigs, unless it was her first, was on Being Mary Jane. And, you know, everyone has a moment, and I was having a little moment, a little bit bratty moment. And she like came to my trailer. She has a little thing of sunflower seeds. And she was like, you know, hand me some sunflower seeds. And she's like, basically, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I was like, I'm gonna cut the shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need that too. You know, It's not always, you know, moonlight and roses. Sometimes you need, you know, an OG to be like, cut the shit. Have some sunflower seeds.
Is that really what she said?
That's dead ass, like what she said. And we just sat on my, you know, the stoop of my trailer and talked it out. And
what were you going through? What was the thing?
I mean, it could have been anything. I know it wasn't, you know, life or death. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you get a little puffed up, number one on the call sheet. And sometimes you need to be reminded that this is a business and you don't get to hijack the whole operation because you're in a mood. No one person is more important than the whole. And cut the shit. Cut the shit, Gab.
Have some sunflower seeds. I'm going to bust that out on somebody.
Yeah. Because no one can turn down
Brittany,
sunflower
don't even
seeds.
think about bringing sunflower seeds to set. Okay?
You'd be like,
don't even think about it. I love that though.
Yeah. But like,
Being Mary Jane was, it's when you look at the tent poles of your career, do you look at that as like a super meaningful one?
It really brought me back, you know, because you go through periods of like, you work all the time to like not working all the time. You work all the time, not working all the time. And after I didn't get Scandal, which, you know, let's be clear, I was not close. I was maybe down to like a handful. I just thought that's the only opportunity we're going to get to play a character like that. And I was so sad that there were just so few possibilities. Like people weren't writing Black female-led shows. And then I met with Mara. I don't even know if I've ever said this publicly, but I met with Mara and Salim Akil on the day that Whitney died.
Wow. And
Whitney had been so supportive of me.
Whitney Houston?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was just like shocking. But when, you know, like it was, the whole thing was just surreal. And you just see all these people, the phones are going off. I think we were at the Four Seasons restaurant and you just see all these people's phones going off. And, you know, of course it was like around the Grammys. And it was like, this is surreal. And it hadn't been that long before I was hosting BET Honors. And there was like a glitch, you know, when you're hosting things, you got to go out and, you know, do the, you know, schmooze the crowd. And I come out and Whitney stands up and is like, giving me this like solo standing ovation.
Just her?
Just her. And, you know, it just gave me like just enough to be like, okay, like I can do this. It's going to be okay. I'm not just out here by myself. I'm with my community and there's people who cheer for me. And that person happened to be Whitney Houston right in the front row. It was just a surreal day. And that was the day I got presented with Being Mary Jane.
Wow.
And it was such a gift. You know, and to be able to play her for so many years and to have a destination, you know, as actors, you're like, I don't know where the next, you know, check is going to come from. I don't know if that last job might have been the last job. And so to be able to grow with the character and to do all the fun, crazy stuff that Mary Jane got to do and work with all of my friends. And so it was, I don't know, it was a great period in my life while in the midst of crazy chaos.
I love that.
Yeah.
You don't think about how much something could, I guess it's just what's for you is for you and what's not, because I could imagine the scandal thing.
I mean, everyone and their mother was up for scandal, but like, you're like, that is my only opportunity. I have not read anything like that. There probably will never be anything like that. I've been in the industry 20 years at that point or so. And it's like, okay, I guess we got one every generation.
And you killed it.
I killed it. And I was flying
I love that
home.
you killed it.
No, that's like, listen, I am Mary Jane. Like, Braun called me Mary Jane for a very long time. He still does. It's fine. But no, that show really gave me a deeper roots in pop culture, in the community, and just as an artist, I got to make a ton of mistakes, and I got to correct them.
As a woman, too.
As a woman,
yeah.
As I was going through so many things, and I got to act a lot of that out. You know, when it didn't feel safe to cry or to throw a tantrum in real life, Mary Jane could handle it the way she wanted to handle it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's pretty great.
But I loved him. Yeah.
I love that. We loved it too.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and check out all of the other episodes we have on Angie Martinez IRL podcast.